And the second will be Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, now we will have roll call.
Joe Dolphy. Jim Garrison.
Here.
Lloyd Horton.
Here.
Nancy Madsen.
Here.
Rory Pagan. Tom Pilla.
Here.
Paul Nygren.
Here.
Thank
Okay, now we will have the consent agenda. Approval of the meeting agenda. Do I hear a,
I make a motion, we approve the meeting agenda.
okay, and is there a second?
I'll second.
Screwed mine up here already. Okay. All in favor? Okay. And now we'll have, if there's an approval of the last meeting, October 21st, planning and zoning meeting. I hear an approval or motion.
I make a motion, we approve the October 21st minutes from the P and Z meeting.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, we got okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so now we will recess to the public hearing to consider an application.
Want me to read that?
Sure, go ahead if you would like.
Notice is hereby given that the public hearing shall be held before Linwood Township Planning and Zoning Commission on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at Linwood Township Hall located at 22817 Typo Creek Drive Northeast regarding the following matter. To consider an application by Matthew Folsom and Aaron Folsom for a variance from square footage to allow the building of an accessory building at 6880 231st Lane Northeast, PID number 33-34-22-31-0051, section 30-671 of the Linwood Township zoning ordinance. As such, both written and oral comments will be heard at the Planning Commission meeting. The Planning Commission will make a recommendation to the Township Board of Supervisors for their consideration. Contact Linwood Township at 651-462-2812 with any questions or concerns. We are open for comment.
Are Matthew or Aaron here? Okay, would you like to present your request?
You have to go to the microphone.
Thank you. Yes, our request is to build a 30 by 60 pole shed, which requires a minimum amount of acreage, and we are just a hair under the amount of acreage. Basically, if our property was a couple feet wider, we would meet the minimum. And kind of need that space for all of my toys, my boat, camper, all the kids' stuff, all of that. Allows me to store it all in the shed. Allows for the yard to be cleaner. Allows for all of that. Also allows for a better driveway setup and for us to keep more of the natural woods on the side of the pole shed. So that's what we're looking for the variance on.
Is there any other comments from anyone in the audience?
So my name is Mitch Heil. I live directly next door to him, which is, I would be seeing the shed, and I'm all for it. I have no problems with it going up because I'd have stuff that I'd want to put away too. I don't want it out, my boats or campers or whatever. I don't want that out in the public, out in view. So I'd say put it up. He's got the space for it. So I'm all for it.
Thank you. Any other comments from anybody? Guys have any questions?
It complies with all ordinances except for this, if his lot was literally 3,000, it would comply in every other way.
Correct,
Is that right?
correct.
The look and feel of the new building is going to be the same as the house.
Correct. Same,
Exterior.
same colors. We'll do brickwork on the front. Beige with white trim.
Any other public comments from anybody? Okay, let's, you guys okay with closing it then? Okay, we'll close the public hearing and we'll reconvene back to our meeting to discuss and act on the application. Do you guys want to,
Well, based on the staff notes, I recommend that we approve the 600 square foot variance as recommended by the staff.
okay,
Second.
second? Ready for a vote? Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. So, all in favor of approving the variance as presented?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, you're in. Okay, now we'll go to another another public hearing. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing shall be held before Linwood Township Planning and Zoning on Tuesday, November 18th at 6 p.m. at Linwood Township Hall located at 22817 Typo Creek Drive Northeast to consider amendments to Linwood Township Code of Ordinance, including sections from Chapter 30 zoning as they pertain to accessory buildings and Chapter 2 administration as it pertains to the town fee schedule. As such, both written and oral comments will be heard at the Planning Commission meeting. A copy of the proposed amendments is available at Town Hall during regular hours. Okay, public comment.
I just want to say, when you consider this, they keep going to 10 acres. There's a lot of us that have more than 10 acres, 20 acres or better. And I don't know why we're limited to what they have in 10 acres.
My name is Tyler Beck. I live at 23839 Nebula Street. We're looking at building a shop. We would like to go 60 by 80, which would still fall a little larger than what you guys are proposing. To include, we would like to do 16-foot sidewalls, which again is a little larger than I believe what is being proposed. We live on just over just under 29 acres. And like he stated, I don't understand why we're being limited to the same size as the 10-acre folks. I had my property cleared by Mike Rammel this summer, directly behind my house, that in a way that I left a 15-foot wide section of trees that would block my building from public view. When you look up my driveway, you will not see my building from the road. And there will be 3 neighbors that will be able to see my building in the wintertime. And I know that I'm kind of a special case and I've set my property up. And if it doesn't get increased to a size that we would like, we would also apply for a variance. But for the guys that, or the families or, you know, that own more than 20 acres, it would be nice if we didn't have to spend the extra money. You're already spending a lot of money on building these buildings. It would be nice not to have to apply for extra variances and go through extra paperwork just to increase a few feet.
How many square feet are you thinking?
I believe it was, well, 60 by 80, so 4,700 square feet, right?
4,800.
48
Okay.
square feet, yeah,
And the code, I think, sits at 4,600.
correct. And then your guys' sidewalls are limited to 14 feet.
14.
Unfortunately, my pontoon has a wakeboard tower on top of it. It puts me at 12 feet tall with the wakeboard tower. So it makes it with the header of the building and the garage door. I'd have to do a special garage door to be able to fit my boat into a 14-foot sidewall building. So we would like to go to 16 feet.
Any other public comments?
Rick Kramer. If I remember right, the old ordinance was anything over 10 acres didn't have a limitation. I may be wrong, but I believe that's what it was. Yeah, was it 20 or 10? I thought it was 10. Again, I don't think you should be limited when you get a certain amount of acreage, whether you guys 10, 15, 20, whatever. Because it could be used for agricultural tractors, other things. And then I know some of the board's position is variances, just do variances on everything, but variances really, well, they're expensive and they delay projects. You know, you can take 1 month to get through planning, next month to get through the town board, and you're 2 months behind, and that's if everything goes good, which doesn't always when you have public opinion. So I think there should be some more stuff written down, make the process easier.
Any other public comments? Okay, we got some.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Stenland. I also agree with what everyone else said, that there should be different kind of regulations when you're over a 20-acre lot. We have a lot of horses, and someday it'd be really nice to put in an indoor arena. I like to ride and compete year round, and it's really difficult when I don't have my own place to do that out of the elements, and it's really difficult to get a variance and to follow all those steps, so.
No more public comments? Anybody have any more? Okay, so we will close that public hearing and move on to the board here, the public hearing, and reconvene the planning and zoning meeting to discuss it. Okay, do I hear any
Yeah, I
discussion?
think they got a good point.
Yeah.
Why should somebody with more than 20 acres be limited if nobody can see their building? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, as it's written, it's 10 acres or more. Like you could have 30, 40, 50 acres and still have to comply with the 10-acre rule. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Do you have any comments?
You wrote it.
Right on the spot. I wrote it from feedback I received. I do hear that quite often. People asking about, well, I have, 20 acres, I have 25 acres. A resounding, very popular comment as well, it can be used for agricultural, as I've stressed in previous meetings and public hearings. There's 3 criteria it has to meet to simply be an agricultural building, because then there are exemptions from building codes and square footage. But again, it has to meet those state requirements, not just, yep, I'm gonna, throw a plant in it and call it agricultural. But I do hear that a lot though, as far as residents commenting that they do, well, I have 20 acres, why am I limited? And my response is always, well, that's the way the ordinance is written. So, but I do hear it, I mean, not every day, but I do hear it quite often.
So there's, looks like there's 2, it says chapter 2 and chapter 30 for ordinance amendments.
Thank you for bringing that up. The chapter 2 was the discussion on the administrative subdivision park dedication fee that was agreed to be reduced to $500 per lot. Last minute, late last week, Friday of last week, in discussing it with the attorney, he was wondering the context for that, because there may be a conflict with the $2,000 per lot that's currently charged for actually platted properties. So I don't think we can act on that portion for the public hearing, because I don't have a clear, concise answer for him if the township can reduce that without getting us into any, what are the word I'm looking for? Any discrepancies with, state statute, et cetera. He was wondering what the context was. I did get back to him. I'm just waiting to hear back. So we won't act on that portion of this. But that was the only thing that was being amended was just that fee on the fee schedule in chapter 2.
Okay, what about chapter 30 then?
That is all accessory building.
Okay.
Yep, that is all accessory building.
Okay. So do we wish to make an amendment then? Or what is being,
Property over 20 acres.
and how would we root it? How would we write it? Okay, your property is over 20 acres. The existing ordinance would not set in, I mean, would be allowed to expand to bigger acres?
I think we gotta be careful because if it's unlimited,
Right,
the township doesn't have any control over what the people do because they've got more than 20 acres.
Right.
So if we can write something in there that says, I don't know how you'd write it, but something with the approval of the township where it wouldn't cost the homeowner any money. You know, like a variance costs you a lot of money, but, is that government? It's not.
I think it should be written, they don't need to seek approval. They should know, they should be able to look, read the rules and plan what they're gonna do without waiting to seek approval unless they're doing something extraordinary. Can't we just increase the square footage and height on anything 20 acres or greater?
You have to word it in there somehow, buildable land versus wetlands and stuff.
And that's not currently.
Well, if you're gonna change it to expand over the 20 acres, you could have 25 acres and only 10 of it be buildable.
Sure.
So you still have to have that buildable
Mhm.
land in there.
But wouldn't you just be the existing rule as it's written, you just expand all the numbers? If you get over 20, the size can increase, you still have to proportionally have the same amount percentage wise of buildable property on your lot.
Could do that.
so, basically, I think all of us agree to change it, to expand it. But the wordage is tricky.
We wouldn't be able to act on it tonight then. We'd have to have it redrafted and
Get
review it
prepared.
before we could act on it.
Okay? So basically, we agree with what you go ahead, Rick.
Question, but have to still follow all your setbacks.
Right,
Right.
right. Okay. Okay. So basically, I guess what we're saying is we're willing to expand it, but we probably can't do it tonight. Yeah.
Some of the other. Why can't we look at the way some of the other places have theirs written, just to get a good idea of how maybe to start ours? And word it so that, the people that do have the bigger acreage, we pay a lot of money for our land and we would like to be able to build what we want on our land. And I understand there should be restrictions to some extent. You shouldn't be able to put a skyscraper on your property. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
But maybe kind of keep it up with the times of other townships and cities around us.
Okay.
I think Susan did that. Didn't you do that with the under 10,000?
No, what happened is I actually got feedback and then drafted everything. I mean, there are some that are like that kind of go on a, I guess, sliding fee scale, which is kind of the best term I can think of at this time of the day. But yeah, it's based on, if you have X amount of acreage, then you can have up to this, not necessarily the number of buildings, but just the cumulative in general. But some don't. So I think it's, and I think we have to be careful also making it easy to not only enforce, but easy to explain for the office, for phone calls, and easy for residents to understand. We don't want a really convoluted, I think, process for room for error or disagreements. And I mean, I think, and it is very common, I mean, there still has to be some sort of approval or some sort of site plan that's gonna have to be approved. Because again, and Nancy alluded to it, you can have 30 acres and you can have 5 that's buildable. I mean, truthfully, I mean, setbacks do restrict your buildable area, but that's not taking into account soil borings, modeled soil, et cetera. So I think that is something that should at least go through some sort of administrative review process. Maybe it's obviously not a variance because it sounds like that's not favored, but maybe it's, some sort of administrative review for, X amount of dollars or, something to cover staff time, to at least look at everything and be like, okay, that way there's an approval, I think, to back it up too. That way it's in their file. It's, it's been approved by somebody, not, that way if they do something, out of the norm, you at least have something to kind of back that up. And, or if they do something that wasn't on the site plan, well, then they're not in, they're in violation because they didn't follow the site plan that they submitted for approval from somebody somewhere along the line. So my 2 cents.
So what is the proper protocol?
Table it.
I think, yeah, I think at this point, tabling a decision, but if maybe coming with some, I mean, if there's any ideas now or.
Right.
Yeah, or getting it, to the point of, drafting it for a draft again, or at least kind of finding out what you guys want to change.
Right.
And we can kind of put it into
Right.
paper form.
So basically, we approve of it. We just gotta go through the proper way of getting it approved.
We
Yeah.
gotta draft the verbiage so
Right.
we know what we're voting on.
Mhm.
True. So we'll probably have to make you do some work.
Sure.
You're not on it yet.
I'm not.
So I guess that's what we'll tell you guys. We basically approve of it. But I don't think any of us can just tonight lay out all the rules, We're gonna need to study it. Yes, Rick?
Need to be recorded so that I can.
I just wanted to amplify what the other person said. I would be nice if you're doing a larger building to do 16-foot walls. It gives you a lot more room to do things in that building.
Sure.
There's a big difference between 14 and 16.
Okay.
I know from experience, so you can
Okay.
do a lot more.
Again, you're listening to that, right? You're listening to that, right?
Sure, I am, and it's being recorded too, which is nice.
Okay.
In case I didn't hear it correctly.
Do any of the members have any comments that I'm not doing properly? I mean, I don't know how we could come up with a bill tonight,
Mhm.
Okay, so I guess we will move forward. And I think we'll try to fulfill most of your wishes, but it'll take a little ding donger. So, okay. Any other discussion of that particular topic? Okay. All right.
No, we just tabled it
Just table it. Okay.
for further revision.
Okay, we're on to old business then. The sign ordinance amendments. First draft revisions as discussed. We moving ahead on that?
Yep, so I hoofed them. My notes were kind of like when I was in high school. I tell you, I was wondering what I was writing down there, but I think I got everything. But yep, so this is what was discussed at the last meeting. The feedback from all of you guys and things decided upon. So yep, I went ahead and put those into the format, deleting things or adding things as you guys saw fit. But yeah, definitely a good perusal in case there's anything missed, anything to add. And then if this is approved, it could go to public hearing, or if it needs revisions. If there, I think if there's smaller revisions, I think we could still go ahead and just go to public hearing with the smaller revisions, should you guys choose to do that.
Okay. Then we got an alternate member. Didn't know we discussed that last time. letter of interest received, and we'll go to the next town board meeting. That someone has sent a letter in and wants to join us.
Yes, so I was waiting to hear back from him because it was a little while ago and he did confirm this last week that he was still interested. So that's has gone to the clerk to go ahead and put in the town board packet for the next meeting for them to go ahead and review that and hopefully approve it.
Okay. And new business, we have none. All right, there's now information. Is there any comments from any of you guys?
I do have a question.
Sure.
For the sign ordinance amendments, I think you guys need to make a motion to either approve it as written or any changes.
Okay.
Because then it would go
Is
then
that
to
in
public
this?
hearing.
Well,
Mm-hmm,
we talked about it last meeting
mm-hmm.
pretty thoroughly. So
Uh,
do I hear a comment from anybody, or do we wish to make a motion? You guys kind of remember all the sign stuff we talked about last time? No?
Well, it's right here under the new business.
Okay. And I think we discussed it for pretty thoroughly,
Mhm.
so. Right, and now let's go on then to the zoning administrator report and or comments.
My only comment is that this is going to be my last meeting. I did resign. And it's been a pleasure to sit here and do everything I could do for you. It's been great to work for the Linwood Township and the residents and I hope to run into you all in the future. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Good person to be with.
Well, thank you. That is all I have.
All right, guess we are ready for adjournment.
Wait a minute. I'm good. For the minutes, I'd like to recognize her for the great job that she has done to make us look a lot better than we are. So,
Thank you.
thank you. Sue.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to make an adjournment?
I thought we had to vote on the sign.
Got to vote on what?
Don't we have to sign, vote on the sign?
Yes, Paul, you were absolutely correct.
I thought, yeah, okay. On the sign, got to vote on the sign thing.
Oh,
Make a motion to,
I make a motion, we vote on
as written.
as written. the sign.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Oh, we can adjourn.
now we'll go
You
to
have to
the,
make the motion to do.
okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Quick and easy.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.
That's fantastic.